Kara has been a member of the Phillies basketball team for 6 years. Her most memorable moment was doing practices over Zoom calls during COVID. While at Harrison County High School, Kara was also involved in softball. She was a member of the Beta Club and Buddies to Youth. After high school, Kara plans to attend college at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and study aeronautical engineering. Kara would like to thank Coach Marshall, as well as Coach Kenny, for always pushing me to be a better player in person. I would like to thank Coach Thompson and Coach Duffy for being so positive and encouraging. I would like to thank my parents for supporting me and coming to all my games. Lastly, I would like to thank my teammates for being like a family to me. Kara's words of advice for the team to live by is always give 110% in everything you do. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kara Hine. Our next senior this evening is Miss Kylie Hudgins. Kylie is the daughter of Andy and Melissa Hudgins. She's been escorted by her dad and mom. Kylie has been a member of the Phillies basketball team for 2 years. Her most memorable moment is when I got a double-double in my first scrimmage I played. While at Harrison County High School, Kylie was also involved in volleyball, basketball, soccer, wrestling, and track. She is a member of FBLA, Health Explorers, and the Raven Sorority. After high school, Kylie plans to attend college at Georgetown to play soccer and study health science. Kylie would like to thank Coach Marshall as well as Coach Kenny for teaching me how to play the game and teaching me how to post up. I would like to thank Coach Trent for teaching me how to get buckets. I would like to thank my teammates for sticking with me and not getting mad when I mess up. Thanks to Coach Duffy for telling me exactly where I need to be during all the plays. Gab for making me laugh in every practice. And lastly, I would like to thank my parents for supporting me in all the sports I play and being there for all my games. Kylie's words of advice for the team to live by is progress. This progress is not perfection. Keep working for what you want. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kylie Hudgins. And our final senior this evening, Miss Lauren McNeese. Lauren is the daughter of William and Nicole McNeese. She has been escorted by her dad, mom, brother, and sister. Lauren has been a member of the Phillies basketball team for 5 years. Her most memorable moment is when we went to the region championship my 8th grade year. While at Harrison County High School, Lauren is also a member of FBLA and Health Explorers. After high school, Lauren plans to attend college at the University of Kentucky to study health science. Lauren would like to thank Coach Marshall for allowing me to better myself in basketball and as a person, as well as Coach Kenny for teaching me ball since 6th grade and believing in me that I would get to a point where I won't foul out the game. Lauren's words of advice for the team to live by is never give up and keep pushing towards the finish line. Never take things for granted because these are the best years and you'll never get them back. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Lauren McNeese. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have one big round of applause for our 2022 senior Phillies basketball players.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Hilltop for game number 2 of this girl-boy doubleheader between Harrison County's boys and girls teams and their counterparts from Paris. The Reds did a good job of opening up this doubleheader with a convincing 70-41 victory over the Greyhounds, a game that was close through the first half. In fact, the Thoroughbreds led only 29-23 at the halftime juncture, but then poured it on in the second half to win their 6th straight game and their 13th in their last 15 tries. Now it's the girls' turn. Prior to the night's girls' game, the Phillies and Lady Hounds, we had our senior night for our senior Phillies. Gab Hadrick, Kara Hines, Kylie Hudgins, and longtime manager Melanie Landrum were all honored for their many years of work to the Harrison County High School basketball program. Also, Lauren McNeese, who will be graduating as a junior, was also honored as she went out on the floor with the other seniors, because this will be her last season to play basketball at Harrison County. Very smart girl graduating as a junior. Well, this upcoming game between the Phillies and the Lady Hounds will be a matchup of two very evenly matched opponents. Both are averaging just under 50 points on offense, and both squads on defense are giving up just under 50 points as well. Both teams are led by an all-10th region player, senior Gab Hadrick for the Phillies, and junior Sanea Jackson for the Lady Hounds. Paris has a better record, but Harrison County has played a tougher schedule. In other words, this game should be close from the time the ball is tipped off to the final buzzer. With just 2 weeks left in the regular season, both teams will be honing their skills in anticipation of their respective district tournaments. Right now, both teams are practicing out on the floor. We'll take a break and then come back and take a closer look at both Harrison County and Paris. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sport. Alrighty, back up here at the Hilltop. We're about 12 minutes away from tipping off this game between the Phillies and Lady Hounds in the second game of this boy-girl doubleheader. Well, Paris will come into the game with a record of 14-9. They started out the season a little bit slowly, going just 2-3 in their first 5, but then won 9 of their next 10 ball games. They then hit a little bit of a snag, losing 4 out of 5, but then won 2 in a row before losing at Montgomery County last night, 58-49. Aaron Speaks is their coach. He's now in his 6th year at the helm of Lady Hounds. He picked up his 100th victory as the head man in a win over Montgomery County back in December. This year, Paris is led in scoring by Sanea Jackson at 14 points a game, which is 9th best in the region. She almost had a triple-double against St. Patrick earlier this year in the All-A regional tournament. She had 26 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 steals. She's averaging 3.2 assists per game, which is 4th best in the 10th region. She's also an excellent defender as well, averaging 2.7 steals and a block per contest. In other words, Jackson can basically do it all. The inside presence this year for the Lady Hounds is junior Jamie Cowan, who's averaging 9 rebounds per game, which is 4th best in the 10th region. She has 7 double-doubles to her credit this season and scored her 1,000th point a couple of weeks ago. As a team, this Lady Hound club mitigates poor shooting with being very, very good rebounding, as they're averaging 34 boards per game. Athleticism may be the factor that will give Harrison County the most problems. Earlier this season, Paris won the All-A 10th Region Tournament for the first time since 2009. Paris will play Montgomery County in the first round of the 40th District Tournament in a couple of weeks. The two teams split with each other winning on their home floors. Both were close games as well. Back on December the 7th in Paris, the Lady Hounds won 60-56. But as I said last night in Mount Sterling, the Lady Indians came out on top 58-49. Meanwhile, the Phillies bounced back from that loss at home to Nicholas County with a commanding 68-22 victory over Robertson County last Friday. The game never was really in doubt as Harrison County took an early 22-1 lead. Harrison County's defense held the Lady Devils to under 30% from the floor and out-rebounded Robertson 35-19. Senior Kara Hines led her team with 16 points, equaling her career high. Harrison County's biggest challenge tonight may be making sure the girls don't look past tonight's game in anticipation of tomorrow night's big district game rematch against Nicholas County in Carlisle. Got a good crowd that has hung around for this second game of this boy-girl doubleheader. Hopefully the Phillies will give them a good show. Well, the Phillies have already returned to the locker room. Paris is still taking some final warm-ups. So what we'll do is take a break and then come back and give you the starting lineups of tonight's game between Harrison County and Paris. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC1. All right, let's take a look now at the starting lineups. First, for the Lady Hounds of Paris, 14-9 on the year, as we said, coached by Aaron Speaks. At a guard, a 5'5 freshman, number 5, Tori Dumford. Dumford averaging 6.4 points a game. The other guard is manned by Chloe Kemper. Kemper's a 5'6 junior who wears the number 12 and is averaging 3.9 points a contest. At one of the forwards is their leading scorer and best player, and one of the best players in the 10th region, Sanea Jackson. She wears the number 14. She's a 5'7 junior, averaging 14 points a game. At the other forward, Jamie Cowan. Cowan wears the number 24. She's a 5'10 junior, averaging 11.7 points a game. And in the middle, a 6' senior, number 11, Nia Kenny. Kenny averaging 5.8. So once again, for the Lady Hounds, it'll be Dumford, Kemper, Jackson, Cowan, and Kenny. Offensively, Paris averaging 49.6 points per game. On defense, giving up about the same at 48.3 points per game. Now for the Harrison County Phillies, 10-10 on the year. At a guard, a 5'3 senior, number 15, Gab Hadrick. Hadrick, who is one of the seniors honored before the game tonight, is the team's leader in scoring at 17.4 points a game. At the other guard is Harrison County's point guard, Bailey Hudgins. Hudgins wears the number 23. She's a 5'5 freshman, averaging 7.5 points a game. At the third guard, getting a start tonight on senior night, Kylie Hudgins. Hudgins, a 5'8 senior, wears the number 4, is averaging 0.6 points per game. At one of the forwards is another senior, Kara Hines. Hines, at 5'9, wears the number 4, is averaging 9 points a game. And at the other forward, a 5'9 junior, number 22, Caroline Van Hook. Van Hook averaging at even 6 points a game. So once again, for the Phillies, it'll be Hadrick, Bailey Hudgins, Kylie Hudgins, Hines, and Van Hook. Harrison County this year on offense averaging 47.7 points per game. On defense, giving up about the same at 48.2. On paper, this game is a toss-up. That's how close these two teams are. It should be a really exciting game to watch. Well, the two teams have retired back to their locker rooms for some final words of wisdom from their coaching staffs. That will give us the opportunity to take it back to the station to Bruce Templeton from Unity Christian Church with tonight's pregame. Alrighty, back here on the hilltop. Game number 2 of this boy-girl doubleheader. The Phillies and Lady Hounds about to meet for the 105th time. Paris leads the all-time series 60-44 in a series that began back in January of 1975 in a game that was played over in Paris that the Lady Hounds won 47-28. Here on the hilltop, Paris also has the edge over the Phillies, 27-21. And since she's been the head of the Phillies program, Coach Marshall's record against these Lady Hounds, not a bad 6-2 considering the history of them over the many, many years. The last time these two teams got together was 2 years ago over at Paris, a game that Harrison County lost 40-38. The last time the two teams got together here on the hilltop, kind of hard to believe, it's been 3 years. In that game, another close one, a game that Paris won 48-46. In fact, when you look at the numbers, as I said, this is game number 104 between the two schools. 52 of them, exactly 50%, have been decided by 10 points or less. That is how close this series has been over the decades. So there's your look at how these two teams match up as far as history is concerned. Well, the Phillies will be back in action tomorrow night over in Carlisle to take on the Lady Jackets of Nicholas County, hoping to avenge that 52-39 loss here on the hilltop last week. Then on Friday, the Phillies will be on the road again as they'll head to Pendleton County for a big district game against the Lady Cats. That's going to be a girl-boy doubleheader with the Phillies playing at 6 o'clock the first game. Back on January the 29th here on the hilltop, the Phillies beat the Lady Cats 49-40. Then on Saturday, the Phillies will be back home as they'll take on the Lady Panthers of Fleming County. That game, a matinee type of affair that'll begin at 3:30. So if you're coming up to watch the Phillies on Saturday, remember, it's a 3:30 start. Next Monday, the Phillies will remain on their season-ending homestand as they'll host the Lady Panthers of Augusta. And then a week from Friday, the Phillies will end their regular season with a home game against the Lady Demons of Williamstown High School here on the hilltop. Meanwhile, the Breds, who won earlier tonight 70-41 over the Paris Greyhounds, they'll be in action tomorrow night as well here on the hilltop as they'll take on Augusta. They'll be the back half of that girl-boy doubleheader up in Falmouth on Friday. Back on January the 29th here on the hill, Harrison County beat the Wildcats 62-40. Next Saturday, we'll be taking a trip down to Eddyville to Lyon County High School for the East-West Classic. Harrison County will take on Muhlenberg County at 3:30 our time. Now, a week from tonight, the Breds will end up the regular season here at home against the Panthers of Fleming County. Well, as we talked about in the first game, a big congratulations goes out to our girls bowling team who finished in the Final Four in the state at the state tournament. In the semifinals, they lost to eventual state champions Graves County. So kudos to our girls bowling team as they beat Bryan Station and Louisville Mercy in the first 2 rounds before falling to Graves County. The wrestling team, the boys, will be involved in the Region 6 tourney, which will be coming up this coming weekend. Best of luck to Coach Ashbrook and his charges. Meanwhile, the girls' state tournament, which was supposed to have been last weekend, will now be held on President's Day. That's on February the 21st. And also, our archery team will be in action this coming weekend on Saturday, as they'll be in a match up at Pendleton County. Well, while the starting lineups are being introduced, we'll take a final break and then come back for the tip-off of tonight's game between Harrison County and Paris. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. All righty, back here at the Hilltop, the starting 5s for both the Phillies and Lady Hounds have been introduced, and we're just about ready to go. The 10-10 Phillies against the 14-9 Lady Hounds. We said this game ready to toss up, so could go either way. Should be a good ball game as we are just 2 weeks away from district tournament time. Jumping center for Harrison County will be Kylie Hudgins. On the opposite side of the midcourt stripe will be number 11, Nia Kenny, for Paris, as we're about to get this game underway. The ball is up, and the tap controlled by Lady Hounds. Jackson with it, guarded man-to-man by Gab Hadrick. Jackson trying to get away from Hadrick, but that's nearly an impossibility to do. Picks up her dribble, gets it to the elbow to Cowan. Cowan goes to the block and lays it in. So Jamie Cowan opens up the scoring for her Lady Hounds, 2-0 here in the early part of the game. We haven't yet played a minute. With the basketball, Hudgins, that's Bailey. Ball knocked and stolen away by Paris's Jackson. Jackson in the front court, bounce pass to the near side to Kemper for a 3, air ball. Offside rebound is going to be pulled in by Kylie Hudgins. Into the front court come the Phillies. Hadrick in between the circle to Van Hook, to the right side to Bailey Hudgins. Bailey back up top to Van Hook. Now to the left side, long range to Hadrick. Thought about the long range 3, now gets it in the paint to Hines. Hines double team, kicks it back up top to Hadrick. Ball fake, moves over to the left side. Now a bounce pass in the paint to Hines, up and under, drop the ball, picks it back up, and the loose ball is going to be stolen away by Paris. Coast to the basket is going to go Jackson, who lays it up and in, and an early 4-0 lead for the Lady Hounds. Don't want that to be a thing we've got to contend with the whole game long. Got to protect the ball a little bit better against a good defensive Paris team. In the front court, 15-footer by Hines is no good. And coming down with the rebound will be Nia Kenny. In the front court, long 3, good. And now, after Tori Dumford's tray is complete, a timeout is called by Harrison County. Just a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. But we're going to have to do a much better job of A, protecting the basketball, and B, getting out on these good Paris shooters. They're a good team, one of the better teams we've faced in the last little while. So need to get off the mat and come out and play a little bit better. Harrison County Farm Bureau knows that if you want something protected, you keep it covered. Call 234-4514 and Dustin or Amy will get you covered. Out of the timeout, Harrison County will have the basketball. Inbounds pass comes to Bailey Hudgins. Bailey will jog the ball into the front court inside the center circle. Pass to the right side, long range to Van Hook. Van Hook dumps the ball down to the block to Hines. Kicks it back up top to Van Hook. Van Hook drives to the baseline. Now she was anticipating somebody being in the corner. There was nobody there. So already 3 turnovers in the first couple of minutes for the Phillies. Paris up 7-0 and with the basketball. Into the front court with the basketball come the Lady Hounds. Jackson with it in front of the Harrison County bench. Jackson almost lost it, but goes and picks it back up again and moves to the top of the key. Kicks it over to the far side to Dumford. Dumford, who had that 3 earlier, gets it back into the paint. Shot no good. Rebound is going to be chased down by Kemper. Kemper now will get it back to Jackson near the timeline. Jackson almost turned it over herself in front of the stable. She'll get the ball to Kemper. Kemper down to Cowan. Goes to the basket. Her layup is no good. And the rebound this time is pulled in by Hadrick. So Harrison County still trying to get that goose egg off the scoreboard. We played 2.5 minutes. Bailey Hudgins for the 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Van Hook with the rebound. Her putback is no good. And the ensuing rebound is going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touched by the Hounds. So Harrison County will maintain possession. Phillies 0 for 3 from the floor and have 3 turnovers. Van Hook inbounds the ball to Hadrick for a 3. Rolls off the front of the rim. And Cowan comes down with the rebound. Up the floor quickly into the front court come the Lady Hounds. Kemper gets it inside to Kenny, into the corner to Cowan for 3, and it's good. Jamie Cowan buries the tray. And all of a sudden the Phillies find themselves down 10-0. 4:53 left to go in the first quarter. Van Hook with the basketball. Gets it in the paint to Bailey Hudgins. Bailey to the block to Hines. Hines trying to get around Kenny. And now we're going to have a foul called on Kenny. That'll be Nia Kenny's first personal. We need to get that goose egg off the scoreboard and soon and get back in the rhythm of this ball game. Hadrick from her own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass. We'll get it to Kylie Hudgins in the corner on the wing to Bailey. Bailey Hudgins rushes into the paint. Now kicks it up top to Van Hook in the corner to Hadrick. Hadrick drives, cut off by Kemper. Gets it to Hines. Her hook shot is high off the glass, no good. But a second foul is going to be called on Kenny. That'll prompt a move by Coach Speaks to get her out of there. Kara Hines going to the line on the year, an 80% free throw shooter. One of the best in the region. With 4:31 on the clock, her first free throw is on the way and good. Coming in the game for Harrison County is Keely Custard. Custard, 5'2", 8th grader, averaging 5.5 points a game. Also for Paris checking in, Brooklyn White. White, a 6'1" freshman, averaging 5.3. Second free throw upcoming for Hines. With 4:31 on the clock, it's on its way, and this one is off the flange, no good. High rebound comes to Cowan, and here come the Lady Hounds. Up the floor comes Kemper to the basket. Her layup is no good, but she's fouled, and will go to the line for 2. The bigger this lead becomes, the more aggressive Paris is going to be. So Kemper at the line for the first time tonight on the year. She is a 57% free throw shooter. Her first free throw is in and out, no good. She will have another, however. Second free throw for the junior is good. Puts the lead back at 10 at 11-1 for the visitors from Paris. 4:19 left to go in the first quarter. Custer with the basketball on a weave, gives the ball to Hadrick, who lost it. Now goes and picks it up near the sideline. Goes to the elbow, to the block, to the glass, rolls it in. Boy, we needed that basket in the worst way. Senior coming through big time. Harrison County still down 11-3, but at least we are on the board. Under 4 to go in the first quarter. With the basketball, Jackson at the foul line. And has her pocket picked by Hadrick. She'll give the ball to Custard. Keeley races the ball in the front court. Goes baseline, kicks it in the corner to Hines. Hines moves to the elbow. Back in the corner to Custard. Her long 2 is no good. And this time White will bring down the rebound. We're being killed on the board so far here in the first quarter. Jackson will walk the ball into the front quarter. Team leading 10-3. And now a pass inside, and a travel is going to be called against Jamie Cowan. 10-3 your score, actually. With the basketball up the floor and into the front court. Doesn't sound right. Hadrick from the left elbow. Jump shot is no good. Might have been partially blocked, in fact. And make that Brooklyn White with the rebound. And then a foul called against Bailey Hudgins going for the steal. Come on, girls. Settle down. With the basketball across the timeline, this time will come Kemper. Pass to the left side, long range to Jackson. Jackson gets it to Cowan. Cowan trying it up and under move, but good defense by Hines. And now we're going to have a foul called. I believe it's going to be called on Hadrick. And that'll be Gabb's first personal foul. From her own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Jackson. Jackson gets it to Cowan, who lays it up and off as it rolls off the rim. And down with the rebound will be Caroline Van Hook, her second board of the night. Into the front court, she'll bring the ball herself. Gets it to the top of the key to Hadrick. Ball fake. Now makes her move to the elbow. Backs up, puts up a shot, bounces off the front of the rim, no good. Van Hook with another rebound, gets the ball to Custard, who puts it up and in. Give Caroline both the assist and the offensive board as Custard gets her first points of the game to get her team back to within a 5 spot at 10-5. 2:20 left in this first quarter. Out top with the basketball, Dumford. She'll get the ball to Sanea Jackson. Her 5-footer's no good. And this time the rebound pulled in by Hadrick. Gabb into the front court. Moves to the left elbow, to the block. Gets the ball on the baseline to Custer. Back up top to Hines. She'll fire a three-pointer. No good off to the right. Didn't need that shot. And Cowan comes down with the rebound. In the front court with the basketball come the Lady Hounds. Shot put up, no good. Rebound by Jackson, no good. Rebounds it again. Gets it out front to Kemper for a three, no. Cowan gets the rebound and lays it up and in. Way too many second opportunities that time by the ladies from Paris. And they made us pay for it. Jackson with a couple of offensive boards, as was Cowan, who now has 7 points. Jamie Cowan puts her team up 12-5. Now a foul is going to be called on a shot down low by Hines with 1:21 left. Hines going to the line. She's 1 for 2. Hines just now getting the basketball from the official. Phillies down 12-5. First free throw's on the way and good. Couple of subs coming in for the Lady Hounds. We've got Kay Oliver, a 5'9 freshman, averaging 1.4 coming in. Also, Jamia Bell. Bell, a 5'7 8th grader, averaging 2.5 points a game. 12-6 your score. Second free throw at the 1:21 mark by Hines is a high arcer. Rainmaker that goes through the hoop and gets the Phillies back to within 5 at 12-7. Into the front court comes Jackson with the basketball. Moves to the left elbow. A runner is good. 4 first quarter points for Sanea Jackson. Puts her team back up 14-7 as the Lady Hounds have doubled up the Phillies with 1 minute left to go in the first quarter. Down on the block is Hines, and as she tries to get around White, she's going to travel. So give the ball back to Paris. Cynthia Hardee's has made from scratch breakfast options and the best burgers in town. Hardee's is a proud supporter of Breslin Phillies basketball. Checking back in will be Kemper for Paris. Kemper will bring the ball into the front court with under a minute to go in our first quarter. Cross the timeline comes Kemper, guarded by Custer, gets it inside the paint to White, or make that Cowan. Cowan goes to the basket, her shot's no good, but she's fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2. Foul's going to be on Hines, and that'll be Kara's second. So Cowan at the line for the first time tonight on the year. She is a 56% free throw shooter. has 7 points here in the first quarter. First free throw is off the flange, no good. She will have another, however, with 44 seconds left. Second free throw by the junior is going to be good. She now has 8 points and extends her team's lead to 15-7. That matches their largest advantage so far here in the first half. Now a pass intended for Hadrick will be off of the leg of Bell. Harrison will maintain possession from the far hash mark. Van Hook will trigger the inbounds pass. Tries a pass to Hadrick, knocked out of bounds by Cowan. I told you these Lady Hounds are athletic. They'll get a boatload of deflections throughout this ball game. Once again, Van Hook from the far sideline trying to get the ball in bounds. She finds Bailey Hudgins. Bailey in the corner to Van Hook. Down to Hines. Hines from the block, double team, forces up a shot that finds its way off. Rebound pulled down by White. And now we're going to have a jump ball as White is tied up. Coming back in the ball game quickly will be Kylie Hudgins for the final 24 seconds. Replacing Hines, who will sit with those 2 personal fouls. From her own baseline, Van Hook to trigger the inbounds pass. Gets it on the wing to Hadrick. Hadrick drives, cut off, down low by Bell. Now gets to Kylie Hudgins. Kylie up top to Bailey Hudgins. Bailey drives to the block. Her shot blocked out of bounds. Harrison will maintain possession with now just 12 seconds left. From the baseline, Van Hook once again will try to get the ball in bounds. Caroline gets to Hadrick from the block. Shot off the glass, no good. Rebound pulled down by Cowan. They've got just enough time to get it up the floor, but the ball's thrown away. Loose ball on the floor with 3 seconds. Blackwell will get the ball to Kemper, and that's the way that the first quarter will end with your score. Paris 15, Harrison County 7. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN. All righty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County will enter the second quarter trailing 15-7. They've trailed by as many as 9 here in this first half. And Paris will have the basketball with the lead. Sanea Jackson, who had 6 first quarter points with the basketball, moves to the top of the key. Double team, gets the ball on the baseline to Kemper for a 3, air ball. Cowan offside rebound, put back good. Jamie Cowan is killing us on the glass. She now has 6 rebounds on the night and 10 points. Here's a shot put up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Sanea Jackson. And Jackson will then throw the ball away herself. Only the second turnover of the first half on the Greyhounds. We lead 17-7. In the front court with the basketball come the Phillies. On the right side, Van Hook in front of the Paris bench moves to the foul line, puts up a jump shot, good! First points of the game for Caroline. From the free throw line. Gets her team back to within 8 at 17-9 with 7 minutes left to go in the first half. Out top of the basketball, Jackson moves to the foul line. A leaner is off to the left. Rebound pulled down by Hedrick. And here come the Phillies. In the front court on the right side is Hadrick. Lobs the ball up to Bailey Hudgins, who will get the ball to Van Hook inside the center circle. Van Hook angles over to the left, gets the ball to Custard. Now between the circles to Bailey once again. Now to Van Hook, who drives to the foul line, and we're going to have a foul away from the basketball. An illegal screen set by Kylie Hudgins. That'll give the ball back to the Lady Hounds. If you've been thinking about a farm and machinery loan, call Michael Furnish with Farm Credit Mid-America at 859-254-2741 and learn how he can help you. With the basketball out top is Bell. She'll then run into Jackson as she gives her the ball near midcourt. Jackson near the timeline, moves to the right, and now we're going to have a palming call, and that was all caused because of great defense by Keely Custard. Treat yourself to some Snappy. Salads, chicken wings, sandwiches, and of course Beast Pizza. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235-SNAP. Thank you, Ryan. With the basketball, Custard on the left side. In between the circles finds Bailey Hudgins. She'll get the ball on the baseline to Hadrick. Hadrick drives, and as she does, she stands on the end line. So give the ball back to Paris. That's now 6 turnovers on the night for the Phillies. Leading by an 8 spot with 6 minutes left to go in the first half. Sanaya Jackson and her Lady Hounds coming to the front court. Jackson stops inside the center circle, gets to the foul line to White. White drives to the block. Her shot off the glass is good. Nobody cut her off. So Brooklyn White scores her first bucket of the game to put her team back up by 10 at 19-9. Here's a long three by Custard. No good off the front of the rim. And Cowan goes in there and gets another rebound. Man, she already has 7 rebounds tonight. With the basketball, Jackson in the corner. Finds Oliver. Up top to Jackson for a long three. Good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Her first tray of the game. And all of a sudden, Harrison County finds themselves down 22-9. 5:15 left here in the first half. Custard, right side, 12-footer good. Her defender fell down, and Keely made the most of it, getting the easy 10-footer. Get her team back to within 11 at 22-11 as we hit the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. In the corner with the basketball now, Cowan. Cowan drives, dumps it in the paint. Ball's loose, picked up by Kylie Hudgins, and she'll get it to Hadrick in the front court. Hadrick with the basketball, top of the key for the three, in and out. Rebound on the floor, chased down by Jackson. Up the floor come the Lady Hounds. Baseline Oliver knocks down Hadrick, but they're going to call Gab for the foul. That'll be her second of the night. 2-shot foul coming up now for Kay Oliver. On the year, Oliver is 4 for 9 from the line. Freshman averaging just a point a game. First free throw's on the way and good. Hines checks back in for Harrison County. Also, Kemper comes back in the game for the Lady Hounds. 23-11 now your score. 4:33 left. Second free throw is on the way and no good. And the long rebound comes all the way out to Bailey Hudgins. Bailey will bring the ball into the front court. Gets it in the paint to Van Hook. Van Hook goes baseline, tries to pass to Hines, who will kick it out to Custard. Custard in between the circles now, moves inside the arc to the block. Shot off the glass is no good. And White with the rebound. In the front court quickly come the Lady Hounds, and Sanaya Jackson trying to track down that long throw is going to be called for traveling. Dumford checks back in the game now for the Lady Hounds. Well, after committing just 1 turnover in the entire first quarter, the Lady Hounds have now committed 4 in the first 4 minutes of the second, helping Harrison County stay relatively close at 23-11. Hadrick up top to Hines. Thought about the three now. Brings down the ball. Goes to the block. Her shot blocked to the bounds by White. And White is also going to be whistled for the foul. They'll send Hines back to the line where she is 3 out of 4 tonight. Just under 4 to go in their second quarter. First free throw by the senior is on the way and good. No good. Off the flange. Back in the game, Oliver returns. She'll come in for White. Second free throw try for Hines upcoming. Can get her team back to within 11 if she can make it. Spins the ball in her hand. And her second free throw is good. Makes it a 23-12 score. Into the front court with the basketball come the Lady Hounds. Pass to McCowan, or McCowan to Oliver. Shot blocked by Bailey Hudgins, and Hadrick comes out of there with the rebound. Hadrick at the left elbow, dumps it down low to Van Hook. She can't control it, and the ball is turned back over to Paris. Up the floor comes Jackson. Bounce pass to Cowan to the basket. Layup missed. Jackson with the rebound. Her ensuing shot is no good. And then Caroline Van Hook comes down with the rebound. Up the floor come the Phillies. Layup by Hadrick is good. It's a good exchange there. And now we're going to have a whistle as Sanea Jackson was shaken up on that last play. Didn't see what happened. It was behind the play. 23-14 your score. Coming in for Jackson will be Bell. Jemiah Bell has already seen some action here in this game, back in the first quarter. With the basketball into the front court comes Kemper. To the far side, finds Bell. Bell races and now lobs it up top to Oliver, who drops it out of bounds. So give the ball back to the Phillies. Harrison County down by just a single-digit deficit. 3:04 left. Like to get that deficit down to like 3 or 5 before halftime. Bailey Hudgins in the front court on the right wing. Long range to Hadrick. She'll drive. Back up. 10-footer on the baseline. Is in and out. No good. And Cowan brings down another rebound. Up the floor and into the front court. Racing to the basket is Dumpert. And she's going to be fouled by Custard. Actually, it was Kemper who was fouled by Custard. That'll be Keeley's first. Kemper back to the line where she's 1 for 2 for her only point of the night. Lady Hounds 14-9. First free throw is off to the right, no good. She'll have another crack at it. Second free throw by the junior who wears the number 12 is on the way, and this one will be good. Extends the Paris lead back out to 10 at 24-14. 2:42 left to go in this first half. Into the front court comes Bailey Hudgins. Pass to the right side to Van Hook in front of the Paris bench. And now she'll throw a bad pass. It's going to be picked off by Oliver. Up the floor into the front court come the Lady Hounds. Kemper at the baseline. Stops. Double team. In the corner, a wide open Oliver. Misses everything. Rebound pulled in by Van Hook. Van Hook then has the ball taken away from her by Cowan, who puts it up and in. Cowan now with a dozen points to go along with her 8 rebounds. She's almost got a double-double in the first half alone. Here's a layup try, no good. And on the rebound, we're going to have a foul called on Paris. It's going to be on Oliver, her first. Going to the line for Harrison County will be Van Hook. On the year, she's a 78% free throw shooter, but misses the first. Coming back in will be Sanea Jackson. Second free throw upcoming for Van Hook. Trying to make it an 11-point game with just over 2 left in the first half, and she does. So good job, Caroline. Harrison County still down, though, 26-15. With 1:57 left, here's a runner put up and missed by Dumford. Rebound is going to be pulled in by the Hounds. And now the ball is going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Harrison. Lady Hounds will maintain possession from the far sideline. Cowan will inbounds the ball into the backcourt to Jackson. Jackson across the timeline with 1:40 left. Lost control of the basketball, and Hines picks up the loose ball, and she's going to be fouled by Kemper. That'll be Chloe Kemper's first personal. So Harrison a chance to get the deficit back down to single digits. Inbounds pass will come to Custard. Custard across the timeline on the near side of the midcourt circle. She'll get it on the left side, long range to Bailey Hudgins. Bailey now to the right side to Van Hook. Back to Hines to the basket, lays it in on the backdoor cut. Nice pass by Caroline. Nice shot by Hines as Harrison County is back to within 9 at 26-17. Now we need a desperately needed stop, but we're going to have a foul on Hines, and that'll be Kara's third. It'll also send Kemper to the line where she's 2 for 4. Coming into the ball game for Harrison, Brooke Kinney. Kinney, a 5'6 junior, averaging 1.1 points a game. As Hines will have a seat for the final minute 13 of this first half. Kemper's first free throw is going to bounce off, no good. And down with the rebound, Gab Hadrick. Hadrick in the front court to Custard in the corner. Gets it on the wing to Van Hook. Van Hook, wraparound pass to Bailey Hudgins. Tries a pass to Kinney, but it's going to be knocked away. Loose ball picked up by Paris. In the front court, Cowan on the right side. Kicks it in between the circles to Jackson. An NBA three try is no good off the back of the rim. But going in there and getting the tough rebound once again will be Cowan. She's killing us. Here's a three, put up, no good by Jackson again. This time, Kinney will race down the rebound for Harrison. Hadrick into the front court, stops the left elbow, bounces a pass down low to Bailey Hudgins, who puts it up and in. For Bailey, her first points of the game. Harrison back to within 7 at 26-19. Cowan makes another shot, though, on the other end. Layup, making it 28-19 with just 13 seconds left to go in the first half. Hadrick spins up top, finds Van Hook for a three. Count it down. There you go, Caroline. Big tray there for Harrison. 2 seconds left. Long three is no good by Jackson. And that is the way that the first half will end with your score. Paris 28, Harrison County 22. We invite you to stay tuned now for our halftime show, brought to you by Joe Cochran out at State Farm. We'll go over all the scoring and stats for this first half. That coming up right after this timeout. But once again, in the second half of this boy-girl doubleheader, Harrison County trails Paris 28-22. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCY. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County trails by a score of 28-22 to the Lady Hounds of Paris. Paris had as much as an 11-point lead at 26-15, but then the Phillies rounded out the first half on a 7-2 run to get back into this ball game down by just a couple of possessions, 28-22. Taking a look at the individual scoring here in the first half. First for Paris, Jamie Cowan already having basically a career night as the junior forward has 14 points and 9 rebounds. 9 points as well for Sanea Jackson, including a tray. Also scoring for the Greyhounds were Chloe Kemper and Brooklyn White, who had 2 points apiece. A single point for Kay Oliver as well. Also playing but not scoring, Tori Dumford, Nia Kinney, and Jemiah Bell. For Harrison County, 2 players lead the way with 6 points apiece. Both Kara Hines and Caroline Van Hook with half a dozen points. 4 points for Keely Custard and Gab Hedrick, and a couple of points as well for Bailey Hudgins. Also playing but not scoring here in the first half were Kylie Hudgins and Brooke Kinney. That's the way that Harrison County's scoring looks. We'll be back after this break to take a look at the team stats. But once again, from here on the Hilltop, your halftime score, Paris 28, Harrison County 22. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, the Phillies find themselves down by 6 points here at the half. Taking a look at the stats, in that first half, Harrison County made 8 of 24 shots. That's 33.3%. They attempted 7 trays and made 1. Meanwhile, Paris, not much better. They were 11 of 29. That's 37.9%. They tried 9 shots from beyond the arc and made just a couple. Neither team shooting free throws all that great. Harrison County was 5 for 8 for 62.5%, while the Lady Hounds were just 4 for 9. That's 44.4%. Turnovers, as it ends up, it's going to be about even after Harrison went on that bad stretch early on in the game. But for the first half, the Phillies with 10 turnovers. 7 turnovers have been committed by the Greyhounds. And the rebounding battle, as you might expect, being owned by Paris, 21-13. 2 offensive and 11 defensive boards for the Phillies. They have a couple of players who have 5 rebounds apiece, those being Gab Hedrick and Caroline Van Hook. Meanwhile, 8 offensive. That's got to stop. 8 offensive and 13 defensive rebounds for Paris is 21. Jamie Cowan has 9 to pace not just her team, but everybody in the game, and is just 1 board away from a double-double. And taking a look here, coming into the contest, Cowan has 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 double-doubles this year, so just 1 rebound away from number 11. All right, as the teams come back on the floor, we'll take a break and come back for the third quarter handoff right after this timeout. Once again, your halftime score, Paris 28, Harrison 22. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCY. Top. Harrison County down by a couple of possessions, 28-22, but that's much better than the 11 points they were behind with just a couple of minutes left to go in the first half. So hopefully Harrison County can carry that momentum into the third quarter. And the Phillies will have the ball to begin. So let's get a good shot, a stop, and another good shot. Let's see what we can do with it. Vanhook inbounds the ball to Hadrick. Hadrick drives down to the block, puts a shot off the glass, and good. Just what the doctor ordered, a Gab Hadrick shot. And I'd be going to that well a lot here in the second half. In the front court with the basketball, up by 4 are the Lady Hounds. Jackson to the right side, long range to Dumford. Dumford dumps the ball down to Kenny. Her shot blocked by Hadrick, out of bounds. Nice job that time by Gab. From her own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Sanea Jackson. Jackson with 9 first half points. Came in averaging 14. On the right side, Jackson gets to Cowan on the block. Cowan up top to Dumford. Dumford drives into the paint, puts a shot off the glass, and good. Nobody cut her off. You gotta play defense, girls, not just offense. That was just a simple layup that nobody stepped in front of her. 7:17 left. Harrison back down by 6 once again. Bailey Hudgins to the left side finds Hadrick. Hadrick picks up her dribble, gets it back to Bailey in between the circles. Hudgins trying to get away from Jackson. Oh, and Jackson almost stole it before diving into the Harrison County bench. She's good. 7:01 left to go in the third. Harrison County down 30-24 from the hash mark just to the right of her bench. Vanhook gets the ball inbounds to Hudgins. Bailey, a bounce pass to the right side in front of the stable to Hadrick. Dumps it down on the block to Hines. Hines triple teamed. Gets the ball to the foul line to Bailey Hudgins. Skip pass to Hadrick in the corner. She'll drive. A runner is too long. And the rebound pulled down by Cowan, who now has a double-double in the game, her 11th of the year. But then she throws the ball away. Hines with the basketball. Waits on the rest of her team. Gets to Bailey. To the left side to Vanhook. Vanhook goes baseline. Cut off by Cowan. Now gets it on the wing to Hadrick. Hadrick in between the circles to Bailey Hudgins. Harrison trailing 30-24. We played a minute and a half of the third quarter. Pass to the right side to Custard. Keeley to the block to Hines. Hines triple team. Dumps it up top to Bailey. Bailey Hudgins to the left side to Hadrick from the corner for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Down with the rebound, Cowan. And here come the Lady Hounds. But the ball's going to be knocked out of bounds by Harrison County. Harrison County Farm Bureau knows that if you want something protected, you keep it covered. Call 234-4514 and Dustin or Amy will get you covered. With the basketball in the front court, going to the basket, Chloe Kemper. Her layup is missed. Rebound pulled down by Vanhook. In the front court, Hadrick with the basketball goes to the block, and as she tries a shot, she's going to be fouled. So she'll go to the line for 2. That foul is going to be assessed to Jackson. That'll be Sanea Jackson's first. This will be Hadrick's first trip to the line tonight on the year, a 62% free throw shooter. Has a half a dozen points. With 5:54 on the clock in the third, her first free throw is going to be in and out, no good. Phillies just can't seem to catch a break tonight. Second free throw for the senior is on the way, and this one is off the front of the rim, no good. Caroline Vanhook, rebound, put back, no good. And then the ensuing rebound brought in by Kenny. In the front court with the basketball come the Lady Hounds. A long 3 is no good. Hines gets the rebound for the Phillies. In the front court, quickly Bailey Hudgins. Ball fake, Euro step, misses the shot, and Jackson comes away with the rebound. In the front court, the Lady Hounds, left side 3, fired up, and no good by Dumford. Ball knocked out of bounds by Harrison. So Paris will maintain possession. It's been a rather sloppy second half so far, each team with just a couple of points. From her own baseline, this side of the basket, Sanea Jackson. Jackson looking, still looking, lobs it in to Kenny. Kenny back to Jackson in the corner. Jackson up top, gets the ball to Kemper. Kemper, an off-balance shot is way off the mark, and Vanhook comes away with the rebound, her 8th of the night. In the front court, Custard, baseline, 15-footer, short. Rebound pulled down by Jackson again. Up the floor comes Cowan with it into the front court. In front of her own bench, stops, gets to in between the circles to Jackson once again. Jackson guarded by Custard, goes down to the block. Her shot off the glass is good. Hard to stop her. She has 11 points now. So that layup puts her team up by 8 once again, 32-24. 4:50 still left in the third, still plenty of time. Custard in front of her own bench now moves to the top of the key. Gets it on the far sideline near the hash mark to Bailey Hudgins. Bailey to the elbow to Hines. Hines ball fake goes into the paint, and now we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow will give it back into the hands of Paris. That's Harrison's first turnover of the second half. Cynthiana Hardee's has made from scratch breakfast options and the best burgers in town. Hardee's is a proud supporter of Breads and Phillies basketball. Coming into the front court will be Kemper. Kemper, the junior, passes to the left side. Long range to Jackson once again. Jackson now will back it up. Lobs it on the wing to Cowan. She'll fire a three. No good. Rebound pulled down by Van Hook. And as we come up the floor, we're going to have a foul called on Kemper. That'll be Chloe Kemper's second personal. Just a common foul, however. As we approach the midway point of the third quarter, Harrison still down by 8. They trailed by 6 at the half. Hadrick with the basketball across the timeline, moves to the top of the key, to the elbow, kicks it on the wing to Bailey Hudgins for a three. Oh, way too long. And Cowan comes down with yet another rebound. She's got a dozen now. In the front court, layup is good by Jackson. She now has 13 and puts her team up 34-24. 3:47 on the clock now in the third quarter. Custard with the basketball. Bounce pass to Hines at the elbow. Turnaround jumper, good. Well, they left her alone. And Kara good enough to go ahead and hit that shot from the elbow. Makes it 34-26. 3:27 left. Here's a three by Kemper off the flange. No good. Rebound pulled down by Custard. Keeley in the front court to Hadrick. And as Hadrick flies to the basket, she'll have her dribble knocked out of bounds by Kemper. Phillies will maintain possession. Still trailing by 8. 3:18 left to go in the third. Here's a pass to Hines. Knocked away, but Hadrick goes and gets the loose ball. Stops at the top of the key for a three. Rims out. That ball went halfway down before coming back out again. And Jackson gets the rebound. In the front court, Jackson on the right side in front of her bench. Nearly lost it. And now she's in trouble, but gets the ball to Cowan. Cowan back to Jackson on the near sideline. Jackson with the ball on her hip. Now gets it to Dumford. Dumford to Cowan. Turnaround jumper, good. 16 points now for Cowan as well. Puts her team up 36-26 with 2:40 left to go in the third. Racing to the basket, Hadrick lays it in. 8 points now for Gab. And now we got a whistle and a timeout called by Harrison County. We'll take it as well. 2:32 left in the third. Your score, Paris 36, Harrison County 28. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC1.
Dealing with the real world wasn't easy, even before the whole global pandemic thing. Trying to pay the bills, worrying about family, or just trying to figure out what you want to be. The good news? Maysville Community and Technical College is open and ready, with on-campus and online programs that can lead to essential careers in IT, healthcare, and more, all at less than half the cost of a four-year university. So never put your dreams on hold, and never underestimate you.
They've led all the way in this one so far after scoring the first 10 points of the contest. Jackson with the basketball now on the left side. Lobs it in between the circles to Dumford. Dumford to the right side to Cowan. Now down to Kinney in the paint. Turnaround jumper off the back of the rim, no good. Bailey Hudgins with the rebound, and here come the Phillies needing a bucket. Custard in the front court with it now. Gets it in the corner to Bailey Hudgins. Bailey in the paint. Backs up Cowan. Puts up a shot. Bounces off the back of the rim. And Kinney comes down with the rebound for Paris. In the front court, a steal now by Hadrick. Hadrick in the front court waits on the rest of her team. Good transition defense that time by the Lady Hounds. Hadrick to the left wing to Van Hook. Van Hook races in the paint, kicks it up top to Bailey. Bailey Hudgins goes into the baseline, gets it to Hines. Hines up and under, shot too hard off the glass, but a foul is going to be called. And I think it's going to be on Nia Kenny. It will be, and that'll be Kenny's third foul. Kenny had to sit quite a bit of the first half in foul trouble. Hines back to the line where she is 4 for 6. First free throw by the senior, trying to get her team back to within 7, is on the way and going to bounce in there. Checking back in the game, Brooklyn White for the Lady Hounds. Second free throw upcoming for Kara with 1:37 on the clock in the third, trying to make it a 6-point game. Is on the way and good. All right, Kara. Now let's play good defense. Harrison County down 36-30. Walking the ball up the floor now will be Jackson. Across the timeline, the middle of the floor where she's picked up by Custer defensively. Custer hounding her well. Gets the ball to Bell. Bell, shot missed. Rebound pulled down by Hines. And up the floor comes Hadrick with the basketball in the front court to Bailey. Pass to the left side is stolen away by Jackson. Jackson all the way the other way, lays it up and in. 15 points for her now. That's why she's considered to be one of the best in the region, as she puts her team back up by 8, 38-30 with under a minute to go in this third quarter. Van Hook up top, gets the ball in the paint to Hines. Hines now to Bailey Hudgins, but first a foul is going to be committed. And I think it's going to be on Jackson, and it will be, and that'll be Sanea Jackson's second. From her own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass after the common foul will be Van Hook. Her team down by 8. Van Hook, a bounce pass is going to be knocked away, and we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow will keep the rock in Harrison County's hands. So once again from our own baseline, this time Hadrick will trigger the inbounds pass. Hadrick gets the ball to Bailey, up top to Custard, long range. Custard, pass to the right side to Van Hook, who fires a 16-footer good. Van Hook with 8 points now. Gets her team back to within 6 again at 38-32. 23 seconds left. And now a steal by Van Hook. Phillies down by a half a dozen. Hadrick in the corner finds Custard. Custard drives, cut off by Jackson. Gets it back inside to Van Hook, knocked away again. Loose ball on the floor is going to be picked up by Kenny. And now she throws it away. Bailey Hudgins gets the ball to Hadrick, who misses the layup. Rebound pulled down by White. Up the floor come the Lady Hounds. 2 seconds left. Here's a three by Dumford. Banks it in as the buzzer sounds. So Tori Dumford with the bank-in three will send her team into the fourth quarter with a lead of 41-32. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. A banked-in three-pointer from NBA range by Tori Dumford as the buzzer sounded has increased the lead for the Lady Hounds to 41-32. Just prior to that, Harrison County had the ball with a chance to cut the deficit down to 4, but the turnover just ahead of the 3 is a big turnaround, and the Lady Hounds will have the ball to begin the fourth quarter. Up top, Kemper, pass to the left side, long range to Jemiah Bell, who's back in there. Bell looking for help. Gets to the right side to Kemper once again. Kemper now drives to the baseline. gets it inside to Cowan. Cowan will have to chase it down, which she does beyond the three-point line. Good defense by Harrison, but got to watch that clock as well. With the basketball now, Kemper lobs it inside to Cowan. And now we're going to have a travel called on Cowan. 5th turnover of the second half on Paris. Harrison County's turned it over 3 times. So down by 9, Phillies with the basketball. Hudgins, that's Bailey, will come across the timeline. Picked up defensively by Kemper. Pass to the left side to Hadrick, long range. Hadrick fires a three-pointer. Good! Gab's first tray of the night comes at a very good time as it gets her team back to within 6 at 41-35. In the front court with the basketball come the Lady Hounds. Shot put up by Cowan is no good, but Brooklyn White is there for the garbage. Put back as she picks up her 4th point of the night. Harrison County back down by 8 once again at 43-35. In the front court, shot put up by Van Hook is no good. Rebound is picked up by Kemper. Good shot, just didn't fall. In the front court, shot put up no good by White. Shot no good, gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in, and has a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. Trying to make it an 11-point game. White on the season is a 66% free throw shooter, and she makes it. Has 5 of her 7 points already in the first minute and a half of the fourth quarter. She's coming up big. Up the floor and into the front court with the basketball comes Harrison. Hadrick at the top of the key. Makes her move into the arc. Puts up a shot from the block. It's no good, but she is fouled. Foul is going to be called on Bell. That'll be Jemiah Bell's first. Hadrick back to the line where she is 0 for 2 tonight. Very uncharacteristic of her. First free throw rolls off, no good. God, all these missed free throws by both the Breds and the Phillies are driving me nuts. 6:19 on the clock. Second free throw for Gab is good. Gets her team back to within a 10 spot at 46-36. In the front court with the basketball come the Lady Hounds. On the baseline, Katie Davis is in the game, 5'8" freshman, throws the ball away. Loose ball picked up by Hadrick, goes coast to coast and lays it in. 14 points now for Gab. We may just have to go ahead and ride Gab's coattails in this game to try to get back as we're down by 8 now. Now in the front court, a timeout called by Paris. We'll take it as well. 5:53 left to go. Your score, Paris 46, Harrison County 38. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. As we get back to play, Paris with the ball in an 8-point lead. Pass to the left side to Jackson, who's returned to the ball game. Jackson in between the circles finds Kemper. Kemper backs up near the center circle, now makes a move to the right side, guarded closely by Hadrick, drops the ball out of bounds. Kemper just trying to do too much with too much dribbling. So get the ball back to the Phillies as Nia Kinney comes back into the ball game. Coach Speaks trying to find the right combination to ride his team home to a win, but right now it's shaky. And if Harrison County can get off a basket here, could really put the pressure on. Now a palming call just out in front of God and everybody without anybody Gardner. Give the ball back to Paris. Cowan inbounds the ball to Jackson. Jackson crossed the timeline with Bailey Hudgins Gardner. Now angles to the right side. Stolen by Hadrick. Gab up the floor, one-on-one. And now has her pass knocked out of bounds by Kay Oliver. Give Oliver a lot of credit. She came from nowhere to knock that pass out of bounds. Harrison will maintain possession, however, from her own baseline. Van Hook to trigger the inbounds pass. Caroline looking, gets it in the corner to Custard. Custard backs up in front of her own bench, now drives to the baseline, puts up an off-balance shot, no good. That's not what we need there. Kinney with the rebound for Paris, and she is going to be fouled. Foul's going to be called on Hines, now it'll be Kara's fourth. So, got to watch out now. Full court pressure being applied by the Phillies now with Cowan inbounding the ball. She'll get it to Jackson. Jackson up the far sideline into the front court. Goes down low to Kinney, but the ball's knocked away and stolen by Van Hook. Up the floor come the Phillies. Hadrick from the block. Her shot off the glass is no good, but she's fouled, and she'll go to the line for two. Got to make these. Gab. Fouls on Kemper, her third. Hadrick, 1 for 4 from the charity stripe tonight. Has 14 points, 3 shy of her season's average. Senior's first free throw is going to bounce in there. Took a little rattle off the front of the rim before finally falling down. But falling down it did to get her team back to within 7 with 4:44 left. Second free throw is no good. Cowan brings down the board, her 13th of the night. 16 points, 13 rebounds for Cowan. Kemper with the basketball into the front court. Goes down to the block. Her shot off the glass is no good. Rebound fought for and pulled in by Hadrick, who's going to be fouled. That foul is going to be on Kinney. No, excuse me, on Kemper. That'll be Chloe Kemper's fourth. So 2 players, 1 for each team with 4 fouls now. Hadrick back to the line. Now for 1 and the bonus, will have to make the first to earn the second. She's 2 for 6. Her team trailing by 7 with still 4.5 left. And now Dumford will check back into the ball game for Oliver. Hadrick toes the line, has 7 of her 15 points here in the fourth. First free throw is going to bounce in there good. Makes it a 4-point game at 46-40 with 4:28 on the clock. Second free throw for Hadrick is also good. Gives her 17, and the Phillies are back to within 5 at 46-41. Full court pressure. Inbounds pass comes to Jackson. Jackson up the floor into the front court. Goes to the foul line. Her jump shot is short. Rebound pulled in by Hadrick. And as we come up the floor, the ball is going to go out of bounds off of Harrison County. So give the ball back to Paris. It's only the 5th turnover of the second half on the Phillies, but it just comes at a bad time momentum-wise. Coach Speaks wants a quick timeout. Just a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. 4:18 left on the clock. Harrison County has decreased the deficit to just 5 points at 46-41 after trailing by as many as 10 here in the fourth quarter. Well, if you've been thinking about a farm or machinery loan, call Michael Furnish with Farm Credit Mid-America at 859-254-2741 and learn how he can help you. Phillies will be back in action tomorrow night over in Carlisle as they'll take on the Nicholas County Lady Jackets. That'll be a revenge game. Harrison County losing to the Lady Jackets here on the Hilltop last week, 52-39. So out of the timeout, the Lady Hounds will have the basketball. Dumford from the far sideline to trigger the inbounds pass. She'll get it to Jackson. Jackson into the front court now between the circles. Moves to the right elbow. And now nearly traveled to Cowan. In the corner finds Kemper. Back out top to Cowan. Now to the right side, she'll find Dumford as Paris milking the clock some. Kenny with the ball now. In the corner to Kemper. Her 3 shot is off the back of the rim. And down with the rebound comes Hadrick. Gab in the front court, coast to coast. Her layup spins off, no good. And Nia Kinney comes down with the rebound for Paris. To Jackson, to the right side to Dumford. Up top to Jackson again. Jackson lobs the ball inside to Dumford. Her shot's no good, but a foul on Bailey Hudgins will send her to the line. Phillies are like just a half an inch off on everything. Shots, passes, steals. Dumford to the line for the first time tonight on the year. She is a 71% free throw shooter. First free throw by the freshman is off the front of the rim, no good. She will have another, as both teams struggling from the charity stripe tonight. Lady Hounds now just 5 for 11. Second free throw is also no good. But the rebound is pulled in by Nia Kinney. So Paris will get a chance to restart everything, leading still by 5 as the clock is down to 3.5. It's a pass inside to Kinney, misses it. Rebound picked up by Kinney. Her putback is no good. And the ensuing rebound picked up by Harrison County's Van Hook. In the front court comes Bailey Hudgins to Hadrick, who's pushed. Where's the foul call? Come on, ref, just saw that. Hadrick gets the ball on the wing to Bailey Hudgins. She'll go in between the circles to reset the offense. Her team trailing by 5 with 3 minutes left. Bailey in front of her own bench goes down to the block, puts up a shot, blocked by Kemper. But Kemper also commits the foul, and that should be 5 if my figures are correct. And they are. So Chloe Kemper, a key cog on this Paris team, fouls out with exactly 3 minutes left. And Harrison County down 46-41. Coming in for her will be Jemiah Bell. Bailey Hudgins at the line on the season is a 66% free throw shooter. First free throw is off the mark, no good, as we continue to miss free throw after free throw after free throw. Phillies now 7 of 13 from the line in the second half and 12 of 21 overall. Second free throw for Bailey is also no good, and Kinney comes down with the rebound. Into the front court with the basketball comes Jackson. Across the timeline, gets it on the wing to Dumford, long range. Under 3 to go now. Kinney up top with the basketball, gets to the left side to Jackson, knocked away. Loose ball on the floor, and we're going to have a timeout called by Paris. It will be a full timeout, so we'll take it as well. 2:42 left to go. Your score, Paris 46, Harrison County 41. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. All right, as we get back to action, Harrison County down by 5. Paris has the basketball. Both teams not playing at all well here in the fourth quarter. Harrison County blowing some chances to catch up. Paris blowing some chances to really take a big lead. Jackson lobs the ball to Dumford, who can't control it, and it goes out of bounds. That's 10 second half turnovers for Paris. Harrison County has just 5, but we've missed a lot of easy shots. Up the floor with the basketball comes Bailey Hudgins. Man, we need a big basket here. Bailey at the top of the key. Moves to the left elbow, extended. Now backs up, goes down to the baseline. Now drives to the block. Her shot off the glass is good. There's your big shot. Bailey Hudgins with a huge basket there on the drive to the basket. Gets her team back to within 3 at 46-43 with 2:08 left. Here's a pass picked off by Van Hook. And now the ball's knocked out of bounds, but Harrison County will maintain possession. Harrison County down by 3. 2:03 left. The Phillies trailed by as many as 11 points earlier in this quarter. Bailey Hudgins with the basketball across the timeline. Shouts out the play inside the center circle. Pass to the elbow to Van Hook. Van Hook gives the ball back to Bailey. Bailey now to Hadrick. Hadrick drives to the block and is going to be fouled as she does. And will go to the line for 2. Foul's going to be on Cowan, and that'll be Jamie Cowan's first. Gab 4 for 8 from the line tonight. With 1:46 left, 1 and the bonus coming up. She'll have to make the first to earn a second try. She has 17 points, which is right at her season's average. First one's on the way, and that ball! I don't know how that ball went down that goal. It hit off the front of the rim, and somehow, in reverse physics, went backwards. And down the hole, Harrison back to within 2. Second free throw at the 1:46 mark is going to be good. Harrison County is back to within 1. Holy cow. With the basketball, into the front court comes Dumford. Gets it to Jackson. Ball knocked away. Loose ball picked up by Custard, who then throws the ball away herself. Up into the front court with the basketball, Paris. Jackson at the top of the key. Makes a move inside the arc. Knocks down Bailey Hudgins for the charge. Another big play by the freshman. Jackson picks up her third personal foul. And now timeout called by Harrison County. We'll take it as well. 1:25 left to go, your score. Paris 46, Harrison County 45. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. All righty, Harrison County down by 1. Out of the timeout, Harrison County right now on a 10-0 run as Paris has gone 5 minutes without a score. Pass to the right side to Van Hook, long range. Caroline looking for help. Hadrick comes and gives it to her. Now goes into the paint, spins to the block, shot off the glass, no! Rebound on the floor, picked up by Sanea Jackson, and as she comes up the floor, Harrison County is going to foul her. That'll be Keely Custard's second personal foul. Just the 4th team foul on the Phillies, so no free throws yet. Clock down to 1:04. Paris with the 1-point lead in the ball. Cowan inbounds the ball to Jackson. Jackson gets away from Custard into the front court, lobs it down on the baseline to Bell. Bell cut off on the baseline, lobs it over the head of White, out of bounds. So Harrison County will get the ball back with 54 seconds left, down by 1. Kara Hines will inbounds the ball from the far sideline, but pressure being applied by Paris. Hines gets the ball inbounds to Hadrick. Hadrick guarded out there by Bell. Makes her move to the block. Her shot off the glass is good, and she is fouled. And Gabb is going to the line, having given her team the lead for the first time tonight. The 12th consecutive point scored by the Phillies, and Gabb could make it a 3-point play the old-fashioned way with a little free throw here. 47-46. 47 seconds left. Free throw up, free throw good. Clutch time. Big players come up in big ways. Harrison up by 2. 48-46. Into the front court comes Jackson to Cowan. Cowan to White. White, a floater in the lane, is off the back of the rim, no good. Hines comes down with the rebound for the Phillies, and she's going to be fouled. Foul is going to be called on number 14. That's Sanaya Jackson. That'll be her 5th. So Sanaya Jackson, the main weapon, has fouled out. Her team trailing by 2, 48-46, with 33 seconds left. That was just a common foul on the Lady Hounds. Hines going to the line, where she is 6 of 8. Trying to put her team up by 2 possessions if she can make both of them. First one's on the way and perfect. Harrison County continues an improbable run here in the latter stages of this ball game. With 33 seconds left, Hines' second free throw is on the way and good as well. The Phillies are up by 2 possessions, 50-46. Timeout called by Paris. We'll take it as well. 33 seconds left to go now. Your score, Harrison County 50, Paris 46. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC1. All right, we get back to action. Paris down by 4 with the ball out of the timeout. Cowan with it. Remember, Sanaya Jackson has fouled out, as has Chloe Kemper. Cowan, who's had a big game, double-double, gives the ball off to White. White angles over to the right side, goes baseline, cut off, gets it back up top to Dumford. Clock down to 17 seconds. Cowan in front of her own bench, gets it down low to White. White from the block shot, good! And that stops the 15-point run for Harrison County. Timeout called by Paris as they're back to within 2 at 50-48. Just a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here. 9 seconds on the clock. Harrison County leading 50-48. Wow, what a comeback by our girls here on senior night here on the Hilltop. Also, Paris has no more timeouts left. Harrison County has a couple in case they have trouble getting the ball in bounds. 50-48. That basket by Brooklyn White ended a stretch of 6 minutes and 23 seconds that Paris went without a score. Now the Phillies have got to get the ball in bounds, first of all, and second of all, make the free throws. With 9.7 seconds left. Full court pressure being applied by Paris, as you might imagine. Hines will inbounds it. She'll get the ball to Hadrick, who is instantly fouled by Jemiah Bell. So we'll walk the other way and shoot some free throws. Harrison County with 2 free throws upcoming as they're in the double bonus. Hadrick with 22 points on the night is 8 of 12 from the free throw line. With 8 seconds left, first free throw is off to the left. She'll get another one, though. However, even if she makes this one, it's still a one-possession game as Nia Kinney checks back in for the Lady Hounds, making sure that they get the rebound off of a miss, possible. Second free throw for Gab is also no good. Rebound pulled down by Cowan, and here come the Lady Hounds down by 2. Cowan, a layup is going to be good with 1 second left. And we're going to overtime. 50-50, your score. We'll be back with the extra period after this. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC1. All righty, back here at the Hilltop. Overtime, the first overtime game for either one of these teams here in this year. Last time the Phillies went to overtime was in the regional tournament last year when they lost to Montgomery County. In the series between these two schools, this will be the 5th overtime matchup. Each team has won 2 apiece, the last time coming back in December of 2007 over at the Kentucky Bank Shootout, a game that Paris won 34-32. The tap is up and will be controlled by the Lady Hounds. Across the timeline with the basketball comes Dumford. Dumford on the right side to White. White down low to Cowan. Her layup is no good. Rebound is going to be chased down by Kylie Custard. Kylie brings the ball into the front court. Gets to the left side to Van Hook. Van Hook underneath the basketball, knocked away. Loose ball on the floor. Bodies hitting the floor and a tie-up in between Cowan and Van Hook. Possession arrow will keep the ball in Harrison County's hands. Boy, what great drama for this game in the fourth quarter. From her own baseline, Van Hook to trigger the inbounds pass. Caroline lobs it to Hines at the left elbow. Hines goes to the right elbow. Now backs it up in between the circles to reset the offense. She'll hand it off to Bailey Hudgins. Bailey in between the circles. I told you this game was a toss-up. With the basketball now, Hadrick angles to the left side, gets to Custard in front of her own bench. Now back up top to Hadrick again. Gabb thought about the 3, but turns it down, gets to the foul line to Hines. Hines goes to the block, pitches it out to the right side. Custard 3, no, too long. Rebound pulled down by Brooklyn White. So we'll head the other direction. With the basketball, White in the front court. Lobs the ball to Dumford on the right side. Under 3 to go, 50-50, still your score. Dumford now trying to get away from Custard's defense. Pass to the left side. Long range to Bell, to Kenny, who knocks people down, misses the shot, but gets her own rebound and puts it back up and in. Nia Kenny gives her team a 52-50 lead. Harrison County with the ball. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the extra period. Cross timeline comes Bailey Hudgins. Gives it off to Hadrick at the top of the key. Hadrick from the left elbow. Jump shot off the flange. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Harrison County. So give the ball back to Paris with the 2-point advantage. Full court pressure being applied by Harrison. Inbounds pass comes to Dumford. Dumford up the far sideline. Now drops the ball. Picks it up again. Now going to the ground for the tie-up is Harrison County, but possession arrow will face Paris's way. Treat yourself to some Snappy. Salads, chicken wings, sandwiches, and of course, Beast Pizza. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235.
Snap.
Thank you, Ryan. With a basketball, Dumford across the timeline, lobs the ball over everybody's head and out of bounds. So give the ball back to the Phillies. That makes, 21 turnovers altogether for Paris in the game. In the front court, Bailey Hudgins in front of the stable. Goes to the top of the key, gets it in the paint to Hines. Hines back up top to Bailey for 3. Very short, no good. Long rebound is going to be chased down at the far corner by Nia Kenny. With the basketball, a steal now by the Phillies, but then re-stolen away by Bell. Goes all the way the other way and makes the layup. Jemiah Bell with her first 2 points of the night makes it a 54-50 lead. Now racing baseline is Van Hook. Gets the ball to Hadrick, and Hadrick is going to be called for palming the ball. So give the ball back to the Lady Hounds, who now lead 54-50 and have scored 8 points in a row. 1:34 left. And now we're going to have a foul called on Hadrick. No, a warning. Not sure what that was, to tell you the truth. Lady Hounds with the basketball. Kinney in front of the stable will inbounds it. Kenny looking, gets it to Cowan in the backcourt. Cowan with 1:30 left to go and her team up by 4. Still in the backcourt, bumped hard by Van Hook. That'll be Caroline's first. That's only the 16th foul on the Phillies, so we got one more to give before Paris starts shooting free throws. Brooklyn White will inbounds the ball from just to the left of her bench. Gets it into the backcourt. Stolen away by Hadrick. Coast to coast, good. Yeah, with her 24th point. Gets Harrison County back within 2. And now a turnover committed by Paris after the steal and layup before with 1:18 left. Gives the ball. No, it was knocked out of bounds by Harrison. Paris retains possession. Cowan inbounds the ball to Dumford. Back to Cowan. Baseball pass. Picked off by Hadrick. Harrison down by 2. Hadrick gets it to Custer. 16-footer. No. Rebound brought down by Nia Kenny. And she's going to be fouled. That foul's on Van Hook, and that'll be Caroline's second. We'll head the other direction and shoot some free throws with 1:05 left. And Paris leading 54-52. Going to the line for the first time tonight will be Nia Kenny. On the year, she is a 48% free throw shooter. 1 in the bonus. She'll have to make the first to earn a second try. She has 11 rebounds on the night. First free throw by the senior is no good. Rebound on the floor is chased down by Paris, and that is Bell. And a timeout is going to be called by Paris. We'll take it as well. 1:02 left to go. Your score here in overtime. Paris 54, Harrison County 52. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN. Alrighty, Brooklyn White will inbounds the ball out of the timeout, or at least try to, against full court pressure. Launches it into the backcourt, chased down by Bell. Bell brings it back across the timeline, lobs it over everybody's head out of bounds. Another turnover. That's 5 turnovers in overtime by Paris. Harrison County down by 2 with 58 seconds left. We'll have the ball. Hines gets the ball inbounds to Bailey Hudgins. Bailey across the timeline, gets it in the hands of Custard, now on the wing to Van Hook in front of the stable. To the elbow to Hadrick, turnaround jumper, bounces in, yes! And Harrison County has tied the score at 54-54. Timeout called by the Phillies. We'll take it as well. 43 seconds left to go in the extra session. Wait a minute, just a 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here. Sorry about that, Edward. 54-54. And believe it or not, that's only the second tie of the ball game. The other tie came when Jamie Cowan made the layup at the end of regulation to send us into the overtime period. Paris has no timeouts left. Harrison County has 1 in case they need it somewhere along the line. 54-54. Wow. So I was saying these two teams have played 4 previous overtimes with each winning 2. And the series has been so close that this will be the 53rd game decided by 10 points or less in the 105 times these two teams have played each other. It's been a great series throughout the years. From our own baseline, actually facing full court pressure, Cowan will try to get the ball in bounds. Cowan looking, gets the ball to Dumford. Dumford back to Cowan, drops the ball. Loose ball on the floor. Tie up, possession arrow will put it in the Phillies' hands. 6 turnovers in overtime for Paris. Now Harrison County will call a timeout to decide what to do. 38 seconds left to go in the extra session. We're all knotted up at 54. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, Hadrick inbounds the ball to Custard, up top to Bailey. Bailey Hudgins, back to the left side to Custard, down low they find Hines, up and under move, off the glass, no! Rebound's going to be pulled down by Brooklyn White. Up the floor and into the front court will come the Phillies, or come the Hounds. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Phillies. Lady Hounds maintain possession with 23 seconds left and the score tied at 54. From the far sideline, Cowan to trigger the inbounds pass. Cowan into the backcourt, gets the ball to Dumford. Dumford chased down by Custard in the front court, gets it in the corner. Here's a long three, very short. Hadrick comes down with the rebound for the Phillies. 12 seconds left. Hadrick, runner, shot, no! Rebound pulled down by Kenny. Up the floor come the Lady Hounds. Ball knocked away, and we are going to a second overtime. So we'll be back with overtime number 2 right after this. 54-54 your score. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. This will be the first multiple overtime game for Harrison since the district tournament back in February 2014 when Harrison County lost to Nicholas County 39-37. This will also be the third time that the Phillies and Lady Hounds have played multiple overtime games. The first was back in December of 76, a double overtime game won by Paris. Then in December of 77, a 4 overtime game won by Harrison County. So now you're caught up. Harrison County with the basketball. Inbounds pass will come to Hadrick. Hadrick races to the block, stops, double team, gets to Custard, now to the elbow to Hines. Down low, throws the ball away. With the basketball up the floor, come the Lady Hounds is Cowan, who lights up and in. Jamie Cowan's first points of the overtime period puts her team back in hit front by a score of 56-54. Now a shot put up no good by the Phillies, and the rebound is still being chased after and finally corralled by Cowan. In the front court, going to the basket and laying it in will be Bell. 4 points for Bell. Makes it a 58-54 score. Into the front court with the basketball will come Custard to the right side to Hudgins, long range. To the elbow to Hadrick, turnaround jumper partially blocked. Rebound is saved from going out of bounds by Caroline Van Hook, but she saved it to the wrong team. With the basketball coming up the floor is Paris, up by 4. On the left side, long range is Bell. Bell back out top to Dumford once again. Dumford tries to pass inside, gets away and out of bounds, so give the ball back to the Phillies. That's now 7 turnovers in the 2 overtimes by Paris. With the basketball, Bailey Hudgins across the timeline. Her team down by 4. Gets it to the elbow to Hines. Backdoor cut to Hadrick, who blitz it up. No good. Dang it. Rebound pulled down by Kenny. In the front court with the basketball comes Cowan. Cowan behind the back dribble. Now moves in front of her own bench where she's going to be fouled by Caroline Van Hook. That'll be Van Hook's 3rd personal foul. Kara Hines has played forever with 4 personals. Now going to the line will be Jamie Cowan. She's 1 for 2 tonight. For 1 in the bonus. Her first free throw is no good. Oh no, a lane violation. And it's going to be on Harrison County, so Cowan gets another chance. So 1 and 1 once again for Cowan. This one's on the way and no good again. Rebound is going to be a tie-up in between Hines and Bell. And unfortunately, the possession arrow will face the way of the Lady Hounds. White from her own baseline with 2:17 left and her team up by 4. Gets it inside, knocked away and stolen by Bailey Hudgins. Hudgins in the front court on the left side. Goes baseline, and we're going to have a blocking foul, which will send Bailey to the line. That foul is going to be against Dumford, and that'll be Tori Dumford's first. So Bailey Hudgins back to the line where she's 0 for 2. Need these, Bailey. Harrison County down by 4. First free throw by the freshman is on the way and good. Seems like when it really, really, really counts that Bailey always comes through. Second free throw is on its way and good as well. Harrison County back to within 2 at 58-56 with 2:11 left. And now we're going to have a steal by Harrison County and a foul on Paris. Foul is going to be called against Dumford. That'll be Tori Dumford's second. And send Hadrick back to the line. See, she's now 8 for 14. First one's on the way this time and good. Second free throw to make it a tie score once again by Gab. Here on senior night is going to bounce off. Dang it. Rebound's going to be pulled down this time by Cowan. Cowan with a couple of rebounds here in the latter stages. And now a pass goes inside, knocked away by Harrison, out of bounds. So the Lady Hounds will maintain possession. 58-57, Paris leads by 1 with 1:58 on the clock here in our second overtime. From our own baseline, White lobs the ball on the wing to Cowan. Cowan now will bring the ball back inside the center circle to reset the offense. Being guarded by Van Hook out top. Cowan now dribbles over to the right side, reverses back to the near side, now inside the circle, and a 5-second call has been assessed against Paris. Great defense that time by Van Hook, and Harrison County has the ball back. 10 turnovers in the 2 overtimes by the Lady Hounds. Harrison a chance to retake the lead. Inbounds pass comes to Bailey Hudgins. Bailey across the timeline. Now drifts to the left side, gets the ball to Van Hook, long range in front of her own bench. Caroline goes to the right elbow, kicks it on the wing to Bailey. Bailey down low to Hines. Hines down to the block, shot put up no good, but she's fouled by Kenny. That'll be Nia Kenny's 4th. And send Hines to the line. Kara on the evening is 8 for 10 from the charity stripe. This will be her first free throw attempt in the second or first overtimes. 1:24 on the clock. This one's for the tie. Yes. 13 points for Kara Hines. And now for the lead. With 1:24 left. Second free throw try is good as well. Harrison County with 6 unanswered points goes back ahead, 59-58. Now a timeout called by the Lady Hounds. We'll take it as well in our second overtime. Your score, Harrison County 59, Paris 58, 1:24 left. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. All righty, out of the timeout. Paris down by 1 has the basketball. Cowan will try to get the ball in bounds. Cowan looking, gets it inbounds to Bell. Bell races up the far sideline into the front court. Has the ball knocked away from behind. Loose ball picked up by White. Her shot is good, and she is fouled. And will go to the line to try the old-fashioned three-point play as she puts her team ahead 60-59. Wow. White, 1 for 1 from the line tonight. With the 1:18 mark, her free throw is good. And that will put her team back out on top by 2, 61-59. In the front court, Hadrick with the basketball, gets it to Custard on the wing. Keeley goes to the top of the key, reverses to the left elbow in the paint, puts up a shot, blocked. Rebounds pulled in by White once again. Up the floor and into the front court come the Lady Hounds, protecting a 2-point lead with under a minute to go in our second overtime. Cowan gets the ball on the wing to Kenny. Back to Cowan. Cowan now goes in between the circles, angles to the right, lobs it down the baseline to White, who lays it in. 12 points now for Brooklyn White, and Harrison County down by 4, 63-59. 29 seconds left. Bailey Hudgins in the paint, looking for help. Gets it on the wing to Van Hook. Now a timeout called by the Phillies. We'll take it as well. 24 seconds left to go in overtime number 2. Paris leads 63-59. You're listening to Philly Basketball on out of the timeout. The Phillies will be inbounding the ball from their own baseline. Hadrick gets it to Hines on the wing to Hudgins. 22 seconds left. Back to Hadrick. Hadrick is going to be called for palming. So give the ball back to the Lady Hounds, leading by 4. Some critical errors by the Phillies down the stretch. But a lot of times you get down as far as we did, down by 15 at one point. It takes a lot of energy to come back. And we're in our second overtime. Bell with the basketball is going to be fouled by Hadrick. That'll be 3 on Gab. So we'll walk the other way and shoot some free throws. For Jemiah Bell, this will be her first free throws of the night on the year. Just a 42% free throw shooter. And that is Hadrick's 5th personal foul. So Hadrick will foul out with 17 seconds left. And her team trailing 63 to 59. Coming in will be Kylie Hudgins. Bell at the line. She'll have it's a 2-shot free throw. First one's on the way and no good. She will have another. Phillies will have to get the rebound and score quickly. Second free throw by the 8th grader is no good as well. Rebound pulled in by Custard. Harrison County up the floor. Custard goes to the baseline and has the ball taken away by Brooklyn White, who's played fantastic here in the second overtime especially. The freshman will now go to the line with 9 seconds left. Her team leading by 4. She's 2 for 2 from the line tonight, both completing old-fashioned three-point plays. First free throw here is off the front of the rim, no good. Phillies still trail by 4. Second free throw upcoming for number 42 is on the way, and this one will be good. 64 to 59. Harrison County rushing up the floor. Bailey Hudgins stops, pops, has her shot blocked. Rebound pulled down by Dumford. And that should just about do it. Wiggins, or make that White, makes the shot on the other end, which will make the final score 66 to 59 in favor of Paris. Well, the girls played awfully hard and awfully well, and this will serve them very well come tournament time. When their backs are against the wall, they'll have to think about this game and how things transpired. Alrighty, we'll take a break right now. Figure up all the numbers for you. And we'll talk about it on our post-game show sponsored by MCTC at Lincoln Valley Campus here on senior night for the Phillies. Disappointing end, but still a great effort. But in the end, Paris wins by a final score of 66 to 59 in double overtime. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on WC.
Dealing with the real world wasn't easy, even before the whole global pandemic thing. Trying to pay the bills, worrying about family, or just trying to figure out what you want to be. The good news? Maysville Community and Technical College is open and ready, with on-campus and online programs that can lead to essential careers in IT, healthcare, and more, all at less than half the cost of a four-year university. So never put your dreams on hold, and never underestimate you.
All righty, back here at the Hilltop. That's where I missed my point, I think. Harrison County loses in double overtime, 66-59 to Paris High School. And an enjoyable game to watch. If you didn't care who won, you'd have loved this game. Harrison County, though, falling to 10-11 on the year, while Paris improves to 15-9. This game was rated as a toss-up coming in, and what better way to exemplify that than a double overtime game? But in the end, Paris comes out the winner. A lot of heroes in this game on both sides. Of course, Gab Hadrick gets 27 points tonight, 19 of them coming in the fourth quarter in the two overtimes, as she really did a nice job of leading her team. But on the other side, Jamie Cowan, 20 points, 16 rebounds, her 11th double-double of the night, and really had to put the team on her shoulders in the overtime periods as their star, Sanea Jackson, and also a very good role player, Chloe Kemper, fouled out in regulation. So Cowan did a nice job, but Brooklyn White, daggone for Paris, scores 5 points with her team down by 1 midway through the second overtime and ends up with 14 points and 10 rebounds. So just a great game for her. But Bailey Hudgins, a lot of great plays. Caroline, everybody who played had a big game tonight, and just a shame that one of them had to come out the loser in this contest. And I don't know. What do you say? Joined now by Coach Marshall. And Coach, we did such a great job of coming back. It's such a disappointment that we lost this game.
Yeah, it is. I told them I'm not going to give them the, glorified victory because, we were right there. We were up 2. We let Cowan go length of the floor and put it into overtime. And, you can't do that. You got to be able to step up and guard her and turn her and not just let her get all the way downhill and get a layup there. But, this is all I'm going to say about this. I thought I've been a little bit, I guess, nervous. I'll be honest. At this point in the season, I like to be at a certain spot, and I felt like for some reason there's something that's been lost with this team, the spirit of this team that we saw when we beat Mason County that we were really starting to build on when we played against Frederick Douglass, and that fight and that determination and 5 people working hard and just sprinting after the ball and all that kind of stuff. And I'll say we got that back. So yes, we lost, but we got a victory in the fact that they got their spirit back, and we'll take that to Nicholas County tomorrow.
As far as the game is concerned, overall, just a bad start to the whole thing, and I'm not really sure why.
Well, you had senior night, so you have that distraction. Yeah. There's all that and the feelings of senior night. And, I mean, Paris is a very good team. Let's not sit here and act like Paris isn't a very good team. I mean, they've got veteran players. Yes. We were completely outsized. And, I thought, you look at Kylie Custard, I thought she showed a lot tonight. I saw a fight in her that, sometimes I see her be a little bit timid, and she went out there on Jackson and when we finally rotated and she got on Jackson, she did a great job on Jackson, and she was outsized. Jackson's been around for a long time, very mature guard, and I thought that Keely shook her. And so for Keely, that's a victory for us that we look back on and we see. And, that's with her, we keep trying to see those little bits of growth with Keely, and, it's there. And we're going to keep pushing her to grow even more. But I thought she did a great job on defense and not backing down from a much stronger, much more physical guard.
Right. Bailey Hudgins, once again, seems like we talk about her every night, comes up with some big plays. Here we are down by 2. She drives the baseline, gets the shot there, and on the opposite end, on the next possession, draws a charge. And completely changed the complexion of this game.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, their fight was there. It's just our focus to do a little bit of the little things that we can control. I can't control. I thought there were some blown calls. We can't control that. But, I thought we missed too many layups.
Yes.
I thought we missed too many free throws. And then we gave up too many offensive boards. So those are 3 things we can control. And we didn't do that. And so that's what I told them out there. I'm not going to sit here and just be proud of you because you fought to a double overtime against Paris. If you should have won based on the situation if you do those little things and correct those little things. But it's not on them. We got to evaluate, us coaches as well, how we handled that second overtime. I didn't think our offensive sets did that good, but we had a couple wide open shots, and we were just, I think, tired. And they got a couple blocks. Gab was a little bit tired and fatigued at that elbow with that wide open shot, and she's mad at herself because she didn't make it, but that's part of it. You get the shot, you try your best, and if it goes in, it goes in. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But they fought hard the whole time, and like I said, I think the biggest thing we take away from this, I felt like they had that spirit back that I've grown to love about this team. And I guess for the last couple of weeks, I've been a little bit frustrated because I haven't seen it. And so I thought they fought hard. And I think we'll go over there tomorrow night and see what happens.
Of course, also tonight, senior night, along with Laura McNeese. We'll call her junior night. But this senior class is just awesome.
They are. They're such a good group. They're a fun group. You've got Kara, who, you just don't have kids like Kara come around very often, academically, athletically, someone who just works so hard and just such a great person and such a great kid. And so I've been blessed to have her for so long, and I've had Gab for so long, and it's going to be hard when I lose those two. And and then Kylie, she's such a fun personality. She brings so much athleticism to our team, and so it's been fun to have her personality come on. And I hate it for Lauren because she has decided to graduate early, and then she ends her season short. And I hate that for her because, we really expected big things out of her this season to add to the great defense that you see us playing right now. I just think if we had Lauren too, that would bring so much. And then you cannot, I wish people understood how important Mel Landrum is to our program. My daughter started crying this morning when I explained to her what senior night meant, because she's been around these girls for so long. And so, she was legit crying. And she doesn't understand that they're not going to be here, and she doesn't understand that. And because they've been around her since she was born, and Mel is just like a mom to her during our practice. But Mel helps run this program. I wouldn't be able to do it without her. I don't know how I'm going to do it without her after this, but Mel has dedicated herself to our program and these girls, and you don't find many girls like that.
Right.
And so she's a special individual, and we're so very appreciative to have Mel in our program.
Tomorrow night, Nicholas County, second time around. The only thing I worry about is we just expended so much energy tonight.
Well, you can't do that. You can't worry about it. It's the importance of the game and the competitiveness. They're teenagers. If that's what we're worried about, we got problems. They need to go home, get to bed, and get replenished. And then, you have a drive to get that win tomorrow, and you don't worry about how tired you are.
Right. Well, good luck tomorrow night, and hopefully we'll come away with a win and hopefully get that first seed.
All right. Thank you.
All righty. Head Philly basketball coach Kim Marshall after the Phillies lose to Paris in double overtime, 66-59 here on the Hilltop. In the first game of this boy-girl doubleheader, Harrison County's Thoroughbreds won 70-41, so that was a good win. Let's go over the individual scoring first, and then we'll take a break. First for Paris, who, as we said, improves to 15-9 on the year. They placed 3 players in double figures as it ends up. In fact, 2 of them had double-doubles. And if I look, I'm pretty sure that is White's career high, but we'll make for sure. Well, just going down the list, Jamie Cowan, 20 points tonight and 16 rebounds. Just a big night for her. Sanaya Jackson, as always, a big night, 15 points, although, as Coach said, Kylie kind of kept her in check in the second half a lot. Brooklyn White, a career high, 14 points, her first ever double-double, and just came up big at the right time in the second overtime to lead her team to the win tonight. Also scoring for the Lady Hounds, Tori Dumford had 5, 4 points for Jemiah Bell, 2 points were scored for both Nia Kinney and Chloe Kemper, and a single point for Kay Oliver, as everybody who played tonight for Paris ended up scoring. For Harrison County, Gab Hadrick leads the way with 27 points tonight. She also grabbed 9 rebounds, so was one shy of a double-double. 14 points for Kara Hines, as she has another solid outing. 8 points for Caroline Van Hook, 6 points for Bailey Hudgins, and 4 for Keely Custard. Also getting in the game but not scoring were Kylie Hudgins and Brooke Kinney. We'll take our final break, come back, and give you the team stats as well as name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on WC. Well, I didn't have quite enough time to figure out all the stats, so we'll do what I have. Harrison County hit 17 out of 56 shots for 30.4%. They were 2 of 13 from beyond the perimeter. As Coach said, we struggled from the foul line, making only 22 out of 34. That's 64.7%. Turnovers also a problem. 22 turnovers for the Phillies tonight, but against a good Paris defense. So let's remember Paris is a good team. Also, the Phillies tonight, let's see, 6 and 9 is 15, 26, 28, 29. We grabbed 30 rebounds tonight, do the Phillies. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ledger, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This is great radio. The Greyhounds go 27 for 65, which is a 41.5% from the floor for them. They end up making, let's see, 2, 4, 6, that's 1 for 7. They were 3 for 16 from beyond the perimeter. They had troubles from the free throw line as well. Let's see, they were 0 for 4 up there, 0 for 6, 1 for 7, 2 for 8. Altogether, they were 6 for 17 from the line, and I know the Coach Speaks won't like that a lot. They also had troubles with turnovers tonight, as they had 30. So we commit 22 turnovers. Paris commits 30, but what's more surprising, they had 10 in the 2 overtimes. Rebounding-wise, we already said 30 rebounds for Harrison County. They, 14, 16, 25, 41, 43, 53. Oh, gosh. The Lady Hounds out-rebound us 53-30 as they were in on, when you got 3 players with double-doubles, or 2 players with double-doubles, that kind of goes to Hoyle. So there's your team stats. We'll take our final break, come back, and name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on WC1. Alrighty, let's name our Judy Construction Company player of the game, and it has to be, well, it didn't have to be, Gab Hedrick. Comes up with 27 points, 9 rebounds, and a couple of assists along the way. So congratulations, Gab Hedrick, our Judy Construction Company player of the game. Now, the Phillies' next game will be tomorrow night when they'll head to Carlisle to take on the Lady Jackets of Nicholas County. Last week, the Lady Jackets got the better of the Phillies here on the Hilltop, 52-39. So let's get a little vengeance on those girls and have a chance for the first seed in the district tournament, which if Harrison County wins, it will be determined by a coin flip. If Harrison County loses, then Nicholas County is the number 1 seed, and we're the number 2 seed, and we'll play the number 3 seed, while Nicholas County plays the number 4 seed. Great, I'm punchy too. So that's going to be the Phillies' next game. Meanwhile, our next broadcast will be tomorrow night when we'll be back here on the Hilltop when Augusta comes to town to take on the Thoroughbreds. So that should be a very good game, as Augusta's got a good team this year, and of course with Jason Henson always well coached. So the Breds will have their work cut out for them. So hopefully you can join us in person or on the radio, either one, tomorrow night here on the Hill. Want to thank my engineer back at the station, Mr. Ed Lewis, who always does a great job. And as always, want to thank all of our sponsors, because without their help, we would not be able to get Harrison County High School basketball on the air. So from the Hilltop, in this boy-girl doubleheader, your final score in the opener was Harrison County's Thoroughbreds 70 and Paris Greyhounds 41. And in the nightcap, your final score for the final time in double overtime, Paris 66, Harrison County 59. Good evening, everyone.